Hello and welcome to another update video about Litecoin. Litecoin continues to be in this possible impulse. So we've got the wave 1 to the upside here to the 13th of September high. We've got the wave 2 to the downside, 10th of November low. Wave 3 to the upside, 18th of February high, or 16th I think. And then this here, because it is so messy, so many overlaps, and you see that probably most money was already made in this move because the wave 3 is typically the easiest one, even though that looks a bit messy. You get many headwinds now. You get a lot of up and down, so the bears are getting stronger. A lot of people selling into profits. So you get more headwinds. That's typically a characteristic of a wave 4, but price isn't really being pushed down, not to the degree that further increases would be invalidated or unlikely. So you can see that you have a balance of forces between bulls and bears. And you can see that while the bears are selling off, the bulls are buying it up. And so it's this back and forth. And that is typically a sign for an Elliott Wave triangle, which is typically characterized by a contracting shape like this one, higher lows, lower highs. We typically also see volume reduce over time, which it's doing. Clearly, down here, clearly see that volume is clearly coming down, and volatility is also coming down. So from that point of view, it's doing everything a triangle should be doing. And what I'd like to do as well, just maybe add a few moving averages, because it's just sometimes worth also, I don't use them very often, but it can be useful just in terms of understanding the trend. And they can be used as a trend filter. Now, what I normally like to use when I use them is the 20 daily, the 20 day, and we like to use the 50-day moving average. And then we like to use either the 100 or the 200. I prefer to use the 200. It's more like a long-term thing. 200 day, usually use the daily ones, and then it's worth maybe changing colors a little bit. So we use the 20, let's just set that to white. Then if you got the 50, let's just change that to yellow. And then we've got the 200, and let's just change that to orange. Okay. So the good news is here that we currently are above all the moving averages. So we are above the 20. We even had a bullish cross here, down here, directly where price bounced between the 20 and the 50. And so far, the moving averages are supporting further increases. I find it quite important that we are also above the 200. So generally, it is a trend filter. And so far, while it was broken briefly, we haven't had a sustained break below the 200-day moving average. So first time we crossed above it again was here in November. Since then, price has been going up. But again, it's just a trend filter, really. It shows us currently in an uptrend. We can use that together with Elliott Wave to understand, okay, where are we really going? And for now, I think the trend obviously is up. A few days ago, we identified here this sort of trend reversal area. Price touched it at 87.90 and did get quite a bit of a run, which is sort of what was expected out of this support region in this particular wave count. So the idea is obviously that we are in the triangle. Maybe zooming out once more. The Elliott Wave triangle consists of 5 waves. We had here an A wave down. And this is also the level below which the triangle would get invalidated. So if price breaks, if price just simply breaks $65.70, and again, it might slightly deviate on new exchange. So check out the price on new exchange. But if it breaks below that level, the triangle will be invalidated and more downside is likely to come. But as long as that level is holding, it is reasonable to expect the triangle to break to the upside. Already a break below the C wave low at around about 75.50 will be a warning that the triangle is not going to work out, and the break above the B wave high at roughly 103.50 will unlock much higher prices. And that would be the actual breakout we're waiting for out of the triangle. Now it looks like we are currently completing the D wave of the triangle. So target range between $98 and $102 for that. Talked about that in previous videos. It might be already finished the rally here, but ideally we get a little bit more of a push to the upside. It is worth mentioning Price reached a trend line here. Not a massively well-defined one, but you have 3 touch points, so price is consolidating just below the trend line. Didn't get a strong reaction, so I think it is reasonable to expect one more high. I'm counting here a 1, 2, 3, 4 with one more high to come, likely in the C wave of wave Y of the D wave of the triangle. Alternatively, obviously, the C wave is already in. It can be in, but ideally would like to push a little higher. Some of the targets pointed a little bit higher, and the consolidation currently, which looks a bit like a small triangle shape as well, would suggest another high. We could then either break out directly, and that would be the signal for that would be a break above the B wave high at 103.50. But if we see a rejection, most importantly, that would be a rejection in 5 waves to the downside. It is probably the start of the E wave, which consists again of an ABC structure most likely, and the A wave would be a 5-wave move. And yeah, that's currently what we look at. So ideally in the E wave, we are looking for the A wave, B wave, C wave. It could be that the triangle is already complete and the D wave did actually sit here and the E wave did sit here, which is entirely possible. Both are corrections. It's just that looking at the proportions of the entire triangle, this count as I have it, I find that a bit more likely. But that's why I give you the invalidation points and the breakout points, so you can be watching for that. Okay, that's my update about Litecoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.